Ah, there we go. Cheers, guys. We got a stream. I knew I was going to be working in the workshop this afternoon, and I thought, well, might as well be streaming. And I thought, why not stream on the main channel? We haven't done that in a very long time. I put the URL for the secondary channel down below for anyone not familiar. That I do stream periodically on Make Me TV. Just to avoid cluttering up the main channel, but this is ScentVR. This is where I want to go today, and this is what I've been working on for the last 4 months. Pretty happy with this. So what this does is this distributes smells into virtual reality, into the room around you when you're in your VR goggles, and it works very well. I'm quite pleased with it now. It's all custom designed by me, coded by me, start to finish by me, and it's got it just kicked campfire. So I've got outdoor smells loaded in it right now, and for when I play Onward, it's a first-person shooter, and yeah, it works pretty good. It's just doing cycles here. I'm just running smoke testing on it because I will be selling these at ScentVR.ca pretty soon. So, hey Johnny, cheers. So I thought before we get into the Raspberry Pi, I have one job to do here. So this is the internals of ScentVR. It's not final. I will be doing some different stuff, but here's our 6 fan connections, and what I have today, let's just pop the fans out. This is the bottom with our scent modules. Hey Armando, cheers. And within them is the different smells, and the fans just disperse it. Well, this is one thing that I can't model very well in CAD. I decided to go with a cover here. Keep away from pets. Otherwise you get unwanted smells. Yeah, no problem there. So this cover came about because I was doing like a muffin tin type thing, and it used way too much material and cost me more in shipping because it drove the weight up, and I decided to go with just a cover over the PCB. I can't model this in CAD because I don't have a proper 3D model for the ESP32, so the way I've been doing it is actually testing it real life and making sure that everything fits normally. So this is our encoder up here, our OLED that's on the I2C. The encoder is actually on I2C as well because I was out of I/O, and yeah, not much to it. My custom PCB underneath here. So this sandwiches the circuit board to the bottom of my enclosure, which is pretty cool and a good little design. It's working good. But I needed to add a space. This printed horribly because I didn't clean the printer and it's low quality. I needed a hole over the ESP32 reset button. And because I don't actually have the ESP32 modeled in CAD, just the footprint, I don't know whether I put the hole in the right place. So let's try this and see if it fits. I only have 2 of the bushings, the inserts in the bottom right now. At the back here, just two screws holding the circuit board down. And if it works, we'll go back to CAD tonight and finish the design. Perfect. And yeah, I just have the bottom to finish, the bottom case. So I missed significantly. Okay. You can't see that terribly well down in there, but I missed by about 5 mil. So that's okay. Actually, I don't have to mark that. I'll just take this upstairs to CAD, and I'll just run the measurements, and I'll just move that hole over and up a little bit, and I'll just do a little mouse bite out, and yeah, I can mount the encoder any direction I want. But yeah, I hopefully don't need that reset button, but it occurred to me that I should have it open just in case. Like, end users can power cycle it and everything's fine, but just in case my firmware does something foolish, we best have the option. Cool. That's what the front of the unit looks like. Not bad. So I will plug everything back in. The idea here too is that end users can hack away on this, and they make their own scents if you want, or you can buy commercial ones. I provide all the links to the commercial ones. Or you can 3D print the containing the vessels, the scent containers, the scent modules. I'm providing those files. The only thing I'm keeping is the hardware and software design. For now, I may open source it later, but I've open sourced everything forever, and this one I'd like to pay for some groceries with, to be honest. So we'll see how it goes. I'll tell you, it sure works good. It is such a neat experience in VR. Particularly in Onward, the game I play, running around and smelling fire and cut wood and leather and all the things. It's pretty wicked. Hey, cheers, Dean. How are you? There we go. Firmware version. It's on my network, so this logs on to my network immediately because I've previously set it up with the Wi-Fi credentials. Users don't have to. And then there's a web page to control it if you want on your network, and then we can adjust the scent time here, fan state. Yeah, cool. All right, that's done. And if you want to check out the details on that, go to ScentVR.ca. I have an extensive website. You'll see how much I've been putting into that lately is a lot. 4 months non-stop every night working on that. I'm pretty proud of it. Yeah, the price is not going to be, it's not going to be cheap. Like, you saw what's in there. There's ESP32 custom circuit board, MOSFET drivers, I2C ESP or I2C encoder, OLED, 6 fans, 3D printed case, power supply. Like, yeah, significant. The BOM cost is, it is what it is, and I bought it as cheap as I possibly can. So, but yeah, it'll be what it'll be. If people have the money to buy it, they will. If they don't, they don't. And this was the other job. So for smoke testing the ScentVR, for testing the boards, oh, it just kicked grass again. It likes to favor random, for some reason ends up being the fresh cut grass a lot, or I guess that's just because I notice it, because I love that smell. I really do. It's pretty awesome. So for testing the boards, I thought, what better than a Raspberry Pi setup? And then I had this cool little case that I had 3D printed, because I purchased this design from YouTubers, sold them on Etsy, and yesterday on the secondary channel we assembled the big version for the Pi 4. Oh, that was leather. Oh, it smells awesome. I thought this one would be pretty cool to finish today, and it's an acrylic covered enclosure with fan in one end and blowing over a Pi Zero that I've had sitting around forever. I thought that's pretty cool, but I just never got around to doing this, so better time than right now. So we got, this is the tool for the task. It's an acrylic bender that I got off of, I think I got this from AliExpress, and they're pretty price reasonable. We used it yesterday. It worked really well. And what we need to do is we need to bend the acrylic cover that I cut on my K40 to fit this case. And Yesterday I learned, even though it melts the plastic a bit, it's better to leave the outer sheath on. So let's pull this and get this heating up. The protective cover will melt a little bit as we do this, but it cleaned up just fine yesterday. Do you need a fan for it? No, it's strictly for looks. It's just a cool case. Like, why not, right? Like, if you're gonna have this, I'm gonna have this on the bench for basically testing anything. For now, it'll be started with ScentVR, but when I've cycled through that project or moved on or whatever, I picture this to just live on the bench as a cool looking Pi Zero. And yeah, just have a Raspberry Pi OS here all the time running and available hardware wise. I have lots on my network I can use for code stuff, but I don't have one for hardware available. So yeah. Yeah, it definitely doesn't need the fan. I don't believe it does. Oh, that was campfire. I've got the duration turned. I think I had it. Yeah, we'll turn the duration rate down, and that way we'll get little. No, I'll leave it at stock. The stock 10-second max cycle is pretty potent. It gives me a pretty good kick of smells periodically. Hey. Sorry, I don't have a good chat client. My chat client over here on the ESP32 running Brian Locke's code is set up for the other channel. So this channel I don't have any good. My chat window is off stage right. Okay, there's a couple of divots here that we line up with and hope I lined up with them. I didn't again. Geez, I suck today. I hit it first try yesterday. Okay, we'll let that warm up. I think we'll let it warm up a little bit more. We can just bend it like so. Yeah, nope, not enough. Okay, we got it that time. That'll do. Let that cool off for a second. That should give us a cool little window. Maybe. Yeah, this actually, I think this one I got from Adafruit, maybe. Is this a 0W? I have one 0W. I don't know whether this is it. Where's the Wi-Fi? Are they just labeled? I'm not. I don't recall where. Is that? No, that's not the Wi-Fi chip there, is it? That's pretty big. Anyway, one of you guys will chime in the chat with that. I don't see an antenna. Oh, it just fired dirt. One of you guys will chime in and tell me. I definitely have one Pi Zero W, and then the other one I have is from the magazine, just same as you. Cheers, Adam. How are you? So this was printed at the same time I printed that other case eons ago. Oh, it just triggered campfire. Smells like a cookout in here. That's awesome. Little triangle with not ground pair. It has the Swedish designed antenna. Okay, cool. Neat. Where am I missing that? Let me see what you're seeing. Oh, that's got to be it right there. Very cool. Neat. Well, that should have been easier for me to see. I was totally blind to that. Very cool. I like it. Adam, we started with ScentVR. I tried a new cover for the circuit board in that because I'm looking to sell these, ScentVR.ca, by the end of the month. And now it is Raspberry Pi Zero case that we want to try and build here, hopefully. If I don't burn the house down with this hot iron. 1 second. And somewhere safe to hang that. I have nowhere safe to hang that. That is not safe. Everything is not safe. Okay, found a safe spot. Swedish patent on that, really? Very cool. So do they license it from them? So this was printed a year and a half ago. This is a design on Etsy that you can buy from the original designer, and the printer did a really good job on this side. This was the i3 Mega, and then it did a horrible job on this side. I don't know what the heck was going on, but it doesn't really matter. It should be sufficient. And then the acrylic, like I mentioned, was cut out on the K40. Oh, I didn't show you the other piece. Cut that out on the K40, which K40 is just the cat's pajamas for acrylic, whereas all my diode lasers are no good for that. So I stuck this. This was off of my Home Assistant yesterday. I just happened to, I had to pull it off to put that big heatsink we put on, and I just stuck it on here just for giggles. It's too small for the chip, but kind of neat. Why not? So something like so, and then yeah, our USBs line up. How handy is that? ScentVR, how does it smell? It smells like campfire, fresh cut grass, dirt, leather, tobacco, and I forget what the other one is. And that's what I have loaded right now, and just disperses the smells into the room via these fans, all controlled by the ESP32. And that's what I've been working on for 4 months, and that one's dirt. It smells just like you went outside and stuck your face in the dirt, which is pretty cool when you're in the goggles in VR and you catch whiffs of actual dirt. It sure makes you feel like you're outside. It's pretty incredible, actually. I knew it was going to be cool, and that's obviously why I made it, but I had no idea how cool it could be. I way underestimated it. Let's see what we got for hardware here. These little gaffers might be just about right. They're M3. I know they're supposed to be M2.5, but Yup. That's why they're supposed to be 2.5. 3 don't fit. But I think 3 will fit. Oh, leather fired. Oh, that smells awesome. It smells like you went to a leather coat store and just stuck your face in the rack, which is like not directly related to anything in game, but suitable for like a milsim kind of thing that I play. It fits, or at least it fits to me. It doesn't break immersion, it makes it deeper for me. So I need some different hardware. We have a problem. All the hardware I have is no bueno. So we gotta go digging in the tickle trunk. I think these are smaller than M3, yeah? They're awfully long though. No, these gotta be M3. Yeah, too big. Too big. So one thing I don't have, I have all my assortments made. What the heck did I do? What the heck did I do with my hardware? One thing, I've got a lot of inventory and I lose track of things. I do have M2. Well, jeez. One of the drawbacks when you have lots of inventory, I don't even remember how much I've got. These are M2 machine screws, like actual M2 thread, not self-tapper. But that will probably work in the plastic here. Oh, that smells so good. That was the leather again. It smells incredible. I picked smells that I really enjoy too, so it's not only does it not break immersion, but it's I don't know, it kind of snaps my attention a little bit, and as much as it can do while I'm in game. We are definitely gonna go rummaging here. There's 2. Oh, they're still too big. What am I doing? Okay, well, I know that guy's the right size. So that probably came out of a pie case. One more, and then we'll be good. We'll be good with M3 for the rest. Ooh, those are nice looking. Where are these from? These big wide head on them and tiny thread. That's M2 or smaller, but a nice big, nice beautiful head. Maybe too big. Too big. It's getting awfully close to those components. Too close. We'll stick with what I was doing. Like another black one to match that one. Preferably. What have you guys been up to? Anybody building anything cool? Well, what I've been busy at, I've done nothing but ScentVR and Christmas stuff a little bit since, well, November now. There, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. These 2 will work perfectly. We'll just do 2 in the front because those back ones, they don't need to be there. 2 will be fine. This thing isn't trucking down the road. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Can we get my electric screwdriver in here? Where you guys can see it, maybe? This is interesting. How the heck did he get the hardware in here? there's no direct line. There's a roof in the way. Need a skinnier driver of the screw. One of my little snap-on ones should do the trick, except they're not magnetized. Demag them for a job. C++ rendering engine, that sounds fun. Writing a book. Stamp C3, very cool. You guys have been busy too. Grass just fired again. It smells like a Sunday afternoon in August. These are way long. These too long? They are too long. Damn it. That's too long. That's just gonna punch through the bottom. Well, now that I don't have to match. And that was campfire that just fired. That smells amazing. It's a funny, the brand I'm using is called PJ Trading for the smells, because I didn't want to get into the commercial side of the smells, mostly for like FDA type reasons. And this PJ Trading already makes a lot of ambient smells. It's mostly for like soap making and stuff like that. And they're incredibly accurate. The campfire one, quite simply, blows me away. The campfire one smells exactly like you're sitting around a campfire, and it even has this undertone of pine. Not that you would usually burn much pine in a campfire, but it adds to it pretty significantly. It adds to the realism, that's for sure. Man, too big. My kingdom for... These are too big. Yeah, too big. Realize you guys can't see that. Keep working my way towards the other end of this thing. All kinds of them that are long enough that they'll work. They just will punch through the bottom, and I don't really want that. I could just nip them off, but I'd have to go to the garage to do that. That's normally what I would do. Come on, there's one. Oh, it's black. Damn it. How about a match for what I've already got? Somebody, give me a match. There's a match. Oink. Tiny bit smaller than that one. Not a match. Jeez. La la la. This is why I put together all these kits, but I don't have anything this small. Sadly. There, this guy will work. We got a match. Okay, him and him. And the back side. Perfect. The escape room. Oh yeah, good call. I actually never thought of that. Geez, that would actually be pretty cool. I don't know what the market's gonna be for it. Like, VR isn't mainstream yet, but they sold. I have a Quest 1 and a Quest 2, and they sold 15 million Quest 2s. 15 million. So the hardware is totally out there. I just don't know like how many people are using it on a daily basis and what the intention is for their use cases on all of it. There's not the right one. So we'll see. I know for me, it sure does the business. It drastically. That is the wrong size. That is just like a half a mil bigger. You can feel it just grabbing on the PCB. Digging again. There. So I guess we'll see once they're up on the website. The store item is already made. It's just not completely fleshed out yet. That is the same one again. Alright, I'm just about ready to... Too big too? These are all... They sure don't look like M3. Well, maybe I'll skip that and come back after and put it in. Alright. In the interest of moving on, rather than digging for screws for an hour, we'll come back to that. I'll find something a little later. But I'll maybe use what I found for the acrylic. Right on. Yeah, escape rooms. I never thought of that. That would be a good one. On ScentVR.ca, on the website I set up, you can see all the different use cases I kind of dreamed up for it. Basically, my use cases for outdoor sports. Same smells I'm using, basically. When I play Onward in the subway system map, I switch it over and add some coffee and one food smell. I forget which one. I have s'mores, I know, but I forget. I have another one. And then pine. And the pine smells just like pine salt, like disinfectant, like somebody would use in public washrooms and subways and stuff. And man, does it ever add to the realism. It's just wicked when you catch a whiff of the coffee. Is kind of creepy because you look around, like I literally look around for someone to be there. Just that instinctual quick glance, because in VR you gotta kind of move your body a bit more, your neck a bit more, and then your brain catches up and you realize that you're not gonna see anything, but it's that immersive. And sometimes my brain doesn't catch up. It just unconsciously adds to it. You just don't even notice. So yeah, it works way better than I expected, that's for sure. If you watch Linus Media Group, Linus Tech Tips had one on his show. They make one that interfaces with an API. Mine's a standalone. The API, there's only 2 games that I'm aware of that exist, and he tried it on the show and kind of reviewed it. You can find their video. It was quite popular. And he was just floored by it, particularly by the climb. It's a climbing game in VR. And it has, when you go by waterfalls and stuff, it has the water smell. And he was really impressed. And I was already building mine by the time I saw that video. At the time, I thought I was first. But it turns out I wasn't. Mine's just different. He is restricted to only 2 titles, whereas mine works with anything. I decided to not go the API route at all, and you just pick the smells that you want to use. This one's not coming off as easy as yesterday. This blue stuff is, I can't quite get down in there. Yesterday it came off super easy. I don't know whether it's my Q-tip, not. Yeah, it was. It's just not aggressive enough. peels right off. Rather not scratch it all to hell, but there we go. I got it. Right on. And he's here. Cheers. Right on. Very cool. Yeah, there was. I got it. I got it now. That looks a little better, eh? Not bad for homemade cut on the K40. Let's see what it looks like on the case. I remember seeing, I think he charged about $8 for the STL, and I remember seeing the design. I'm like, that is way more than $8 of cool. And now that I spend all this time on ScentVR, I could actually probably design this. God, this project taught me so much in the last few months, like so much. And my Fusion 360 skills still suck, but I can get where I want to go for the most part. Okay. That is... Yeah, this was the headache. This was the problem I expected. I'm using, this is 3 mil acrylic, and he used 2 mil. I found that out yesterday. So what we'll do is we will fake it. We will use this hole at the top. Are we done in here for now? Oh, tobacco just fired. It doesn't smell like cigarettes. It smells like pipe tobacco. So neat. Yeah, I think we're done inside. Okay, so let's grab maybe something gold or brassy looking to match the existing heatsink I put in there. I think I saw some brass looking screws. That's too big. There's a littler one. It might be too short. Yeah, it's too short. We'll put one through. Actually, how will we do that? I was gonna use a nylon one down here and cut the head off, but then it's gonna look like poop with having 2 different ones. Can I get it angled enough? Yeah, if I use a small enough screw, it'll catch. I just have to go with something quite small. These black ones will do it, but I don't... Is there enough material? Yeah, there is. There's enough to bite. These will work. Yeah, it did fuse. We had the same issue yesterday, but I tried the next one without the blue stuff left on, and it left a white mark on the acrylic. So I determined it was better to do this way. Don't break, don't break, don't break. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. That's gonna work. Even though it's the wrong size and the fitment isn't perfect, it's gonna work. It's just totally for looks anyway, right? Like, how much cooling does a Pi Zero need? It's gonna have lots. Yeah? Like, oh jeez. Yeah? What do you think of that? That'll do, eh? monkey prints off of it. Should have wiped it better before I put it on. Yeah, there's one little crack. This acrylic sheet I used apparently wasn't the best. It's the same sheet I cut yesterday's case out of that we built, and yeah, it's not great. I think I might redo it in 2mm because it's bulged way out the sides, so I might I'll rebuild that in 2mm another day. Just when next time I'm cutting with the K40, I'll cut one off. I'm gonna need the headers on there, aren't I? Yeah, we're gonna need those if we're going to use this for anything functional. So let's save this hardware and to plug our fan in. So we'll pop that back off, hopefully without holes breaking, because that one feels like it's bound up for some reason. We'll pop the board back out, solder the headers on, connect the fan, we're done. That one is really bound up. What happened? Why is it so bound up? Jeez. Well, it's not bound up anymore. And that is that. That's okay. We'll just use the bottom one. We didn't like him anyway. I was going to say I'll reprint it, but I don't think I'll bother for this project. Okay. Next. Moving on. Solder some headers. I'd like to have this thing functioning today because I want to start writing some code for it. So I want to finish the firmware for ScentVR. Yeah, I do. Yeah, exactly. The mechanical version of letting the smoke out. That's okay. Kind of knew that was going to happen. That screw was bound right in there when it went in, and I kind of foresaw that, but it's okay. I'm not too concerned. Look, even double headers that I've never needed since I accidentally got them. I'll find those later. Hope it didn't get you in the eye. Woohoo! Squeeze away. Missed by one. Doodly doo 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 doo. Yeah, that actually was a red, wasn't it? That's okay. That case actually isn't. The printing on that is quite poor, but the way it broke was me, not the case. Just gonna blame a bit of it on the print, but that isn't. Prints like hell down in the ends, but that's a clean break, so that was me. It's okay. The cool thing about 3D printing, you can always make another one. All is never lost. Can always screw it up worse than what I have. Come on. Get a grip. How the hell does that happen? It felt like it seated perfectly flat, and then you look and it's on about a 30-degree tilt. Always, always, eh? There we go. Mr. Raspberry Pi. Doodly-doo-doo. I wonder what other kind of ruds we can have today. Situation is never so bad that you can't make it worse. I think that's an astronaut slogan. It's definitely suitable for my doing. Why is that not? That's soldering just a little bit goofy. Like there's something on there when the solder wants to sit up just a little tiny bit instead of flowing down in right away. Sometimes that reminds you that you should have went back in time and cleaned whatever contamination was on the board before you put the pins in, because it's a lot harder to do once the pins are in the holes and poking your Q-tip. I would say, by the way that was acting, there's some oil or goobers from the factory or from the bag, or God only knows on there. That should work a little better. Not the end of the world. Most people wouldn't even notice, but I can see it balling up on the top. We could do this under the microscope too, so you guys could see. Because you're not going to see much from that camera, I don't think. Even on camera, kind of the auto exposure. I turned the auto settings back on because yesterday's coloring and everything was horrible. And now I remember why I never use auto settings, because exposure goes banana pants. It's a pain because I've got 3 C920s running right now, or 1 C922 and 2 C920s, so it's always a pain setting them up in that stupid program they run. Those look just a little bit funny. Do-do-do-do. Soldering, soldering, soldering. Boring stuff. I sure do love this iron though. This is that 2 auto unit I reviewed ages ago. This thing is freaking awesome. It is seriously the best iron I have ever owned. It just works. You guys see those? One. It's fine, but I'm just being picky. Yeah. Good enough. Not bad for on camera. Better than a Rudd. Oh, maybe we kill it yet. Throw it on the floor a couple of times. That'll kill it. I could still make it worse. There's still hope. Yeah. Explosion containment. My solder splash. I worry about anyone who solders who does not have a solder splash. To clean your tip, like, this is the most effective way to tin a tip. You put a little on there, shake it off, and the tip is perfectly tinned. I worry about people who don't have one of these. Like, and I still use a tip cleaner too, but that's the way I've done it and the way my father taught me. Man, a lot of years ago. It's just the ways I do it, and I've never had a problem. Tip's always clean, and the solder joints are always pretty respectable. It's pretty rare I have a cold joint. And that all comes down to heat transfer, and the tip of the heat transfer is to having lost your screws. Is to having a good tin tip so that in a flash it can heat transfer to the work, to the pin, but more so to the pin and the pad kind of simultaneously. These are ones for the... Which one did I use? It was only one. No, it doesn't matter. This guy will work. Must have been this guy. Okay, can I put it in yet, or should I? Oh, I should maybe hook up the fan, right? Maybe we should do the fan first. Okay, which way do we want the fan? We want it kind of this way. Can it reach? I guess it would be better in this end of the case, right? Because it's these connections down here, right? Is the Pi Zero GPIO is the same as the Raspberry Pi full size, right? I think so. Question mark. It should be the same connections. Yeah, they won't reach. Fan other end today. Doesn't really matter which way we have the airflow, right? So let's have it in the back, and that would make fan positive the far end, and then skip one, and then ground. Question mark? You know what's cool about having a whole bunch of smart nerds that watch your channel? The answers are always a question away, and you can be somewhat sure they're not gonna have you pull a red on just for giggles. Oh, that Johnny guy, he might do that. I think it's those terminals. I think it's those. Use the spooge. Use the spooge. Oh, grass just fired. That smells so awesome. For sure I had one more of those. Well, I do now. I have these ones. They're too long though, right? Yeah. I'll find that one later. And these we should be able to use M3s down through, I think. Do I have anything with a small enough head? Don't tell me I gotta go digging again. No way. One of these will do. Does nobody know on the GPIOs? Let me gotta break out my Googles. I'm pretty sure it's the same GPIO pins for full size and Pi Zero. Maybe. Alright. You guys are a little bit long. It'll work. Ooh, those are better. I think those are better. That should do. Oh, I forgot to put the damn SD card in too. SD card, where are you? Lost in the shuffle. What a junk heap I got going on today. Where the hell did I put it? It was just here. Ah, there it is. There. Cool. Oh, there's a yup there. We'll say yup is the yup for this. Ooh, no, these guys. I don't have any M2.5. What's going on? That stopped awfully fast. Oh no, that's fine. It's catching. Just felt funny. Oh. So we're gonna need a bigger screwdriver. Next. One thing I'm not set up well for at this bench is different screwdrivers. You would think by now I would be. The screwdriver should not be bigger than the entire object you're building. But it is. Lovely. If we can shove those wires. Are they hitting the fan? Oh, just free. Should we try a quick little cheeky power up? Just for giggles. Yeah, these ones you can feed into either one, right? Woohoo! We has fan spin. Alright, let's button it up before I break it. Some more screws. Because we're not animals, only leaving 2 in it, except for the pie itself is only going to have 2. That's all it's going to get. Why isn't that one threading? Definitely should have done it with brass inserts. This is the end that was all chewed up all to hell by the printer. I need to put one more screw in that. It's PCB. I can't leave it like that. Need one more. I don't even care if it's a different color this time. Nobody's gonna see it but me. Or at least not close enough to discern much. We got a black one. It's just miles too long. It's gonna punch through the bottom and I will take it to the garage and trim it off. I heard that. The hole is not deep enough to go all the way through without causing more trouble. Try again. This is why inserts are so nice. Have you guys seen the insert kit I put together? I have every size except for 2.5. But I can thread into pretty much anything. Oh, there we go. And it's pretty awesome. The thing I gotta make is the insert driver for my soldering iron. There we go. Better. I'm gonna turn one up on the lathe now that I have such a thing, and that'll be pretty cool. Lovely. Pretty cool. So I've got the brass out there, the stock to make the driver. I just have to measure my soldering iron tip and go out and clone it with an M3 driver, just smaller than 3mm, to drive the 3mm inserts for ScentVR. I'm melting them in manually for now, and it's like pretty rough compared to what it could be. So I'll make a nice insert that I can just sort of load the brass, well, inserts on, and yeah, then I can just melt them right in nice and true, and also not get splooge all over my soldering iron. This one's an old one. Rats. That stuff just does not, wants to come off in tiny pieces as this stuff gets old, or if it gets left out in the sun at all. It seems to come off in little tiny shreds instead of peeling. There we go. But since I get this stuff at pretty price reasonable amounts from the local glass place, I can't complain. If I had to mail order this stuff, it would cost a fortune. 2 sheets of it were $30 for the 2mm. For the next project, if I ever get around to it, I'll show you guys as soon as I get this clear. I'll show you guys the cool kit I've got. We could assemble that live sometime too if you want. It requires a clear lid too, and some RGB, or at least I'm gonna add it. Okay, finally. To hell with that. That's for the birds. That's horrible. I'll show you guys the kit. Check this out. This has been on the bench for about a year. That is a transistor curve tracer kit. Up here I've got a curve tracer, just a plain Jane one that does single trace. This one does for transistors like the old, I forget what model they were, that gives you the multiple different step levels to check the gain of your transistors. And not that I have to do it very often, but it's a super cool tool, and we get to make it ourselves. So there's the power supply circuit. And I had to order the transformer from DigiKey because I needed a 15 volt. I believe this was 15 volt. Yep, 30 volt secondary, plus or minus 15. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace this in Fusion 360 and cut these out of acrylic, but they've got to be 2mm, and that's why I ordered the 2mm. And I'm going to put it all in this case, which is this horrible frickin' color because I can't get a white one for some reason, but whatever. I'll make my own clear acrylic ones and put some LEDs in there to backlight it, and our banana jacks and our coax will be on the front here. The coax for the XY goes to the oscilloscope, and I got just standard, whatever the heck you call that, standard power line, power adapter, power cord with fuse. Yeah, we'll put that together. It's been sitting here forever. The guy in Thailand makes these kits, thaikits.com I think it is. The only one in the world. Basically, he cloned the design out of Popular Electronics from the 1960s or 70s. And that's the instructions he sends you as the kit. Yeah, spray paint for the win, right? That's what I thought. Yeah, I'm probably just going to leave it the way it is. Like, to hell with it, right? Where do you draw the line? Because who's going to look at the outside? But it is going to stick out like a sore thumb in my stack, because it's going to live right here under this. I don't use this Fluke 289 at all on the bench here. I only use it when I leave the bench. So I'll take that off and we'll stack another curve tracer, and it'll be pretty cool, I think. Yeah. Okay. Should we try this? See if we have another red. There's still some schmoo on there. Let's get it off. Just a few little speckles. It'd drive me nuts. Mind you, the case is all shattered, so I suppose it shouldn't drive me too nuts. You'd think I'd find a better number 2 Phillips kicking around. Oh well. This'll do. We'll do all 4 in this end so that it looks somewhat like not from the animals. Getting there. Looks pretty cool. Me likey. And then I'll just, well, I can actually run the wires out through that cool ventilation hole I put in the cap for my test subjects or whatever I end up using this for. I'm just learning to automate stuff with Python a little bit. Then I got distracted with ScentVR because I had to learn how, well, everything. Standard MOSFET driving at intervals, but then I added the web interface with the automatic web configuration that for the first 15 seconds after boot it allows you to configure your Wi-Fi. And then I had to add the I2C for the encoder, and then I had to add the telemetry so I can do remote debugging and monitor these things for a little while. And then I had to add the automated firmware updating so that I can do something with the telemetry if I want to change the code or whatever. So it's I never knew how to do any of that before, other than the basic ESP32 code, and it came out pretty damn good, if I do say so as myself. It's running and doing the business, and I can control it over the Wi-Fi's, and it does all the stuff I wanted it to do, which is pretty cool. I haven't done the, I shouldn't say that, I haven't finished the remote firmware upload. I still have to figure out the signing of the packages. I've got the rest. It's the SSL, no problem. It's just the signing of the packages and the file structure I have to finalize. And then it'll be good. Yeah, I definitely need to remake that so that we can do the top a little better. It'll be alright. Okay, let's see. What does it look like with the RGBs? Can I get you a better angle? Let's see. That is a fresh OS on that SD card, so it will be booting. Pretty cool. I'm okay with that. What do you guys think? Kind of neat. Different for, why not, right? It's just a Pi W that's been laying in the bench forever. I kind of like that. That's so goofy, it's neat. Yeah, just don't look at the big break that I put in the top there and all as well. Yeah, pretty cool. What do you guys think? I think that will be the majority for today. Made enough of a mess at the bench, broke enough. I'm gonna go back to Fusion 360 and design this. If you guys don't mind, click a thumbs up on this if you like these videos, and if you don't mind, I'd really appreciate it if anybody would share ScentVR.ca around with anybody that you know into VR, because I truly do feel that this thing is kind of a game changer, and it's so simple and goofy to us that make things, but to outside people that have never seen such a thing and don't know how to do it, it's kind of a big deal. Like, it does something that pretty much nothing else does. So we'll see. I don't know whether there'll be commercial success for it, but I am gonna try, and I'm pretty proud of it. I like using it. It's a lot of fun. So if you could share that ScentVR.ca around in any circles you can, I'd really appreciate it. And just, I'd like to gauge the interest out there. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna scale production or anything, but, or whether I even want to, but I like the idea that if nothing else, I've maybe got a new idea out there and changing things, like any of my projects. So even if it isn't fully sourced this time, which it may end up being later, we'll see. But I think that's enough for me today, guys. I'm gonna go start making my Sunday dinner. Got my Apollo shirt on, Nerd Sunday, and appreciate hanging out with you guys. Thanks a lot for sticking around, and yeah, maybe next time we'll be running some smoke tests on the ScentVR boards with that thing, or it'll just live on the workbench and be, oh no, I can't. I have my Elgato hooked up. I was going to say we could configure it, but I can't. My Elgato isn't working, so that's fun for another day. Cheers, guys. Good to hang out. A lot of fun.